Thank you. The first item of business today is a debate on motion 255 in the name of Nicola Sturgeon on the appointment of law officers. And members should note that the question on this motion will be taken immediately after the debate and not at decision time. I call on the First Minister to speak to and move the motion.
Thank you very much indeed, Presiding Officer. It gives me great pleasure today to rise, to move and to speak to the motion in my name on the appointment of the 2 Scottish law officers. These are weighty positions, Presiding Officer, in several regards because of the history of these positions, their influence and, of course, the credentials of the people appointed to hold them. The positions of the Lord Advocate and the Solicitor General date from before the Union of the Parliaments, and while these posts have an ancient lineage, they remain crucial today in their modern form. Our law officers lead prosecutions and provide legal opinions in cases where advice at the very highest level is required. And importantly, of course, the law officers act independently in criminal proceedings, providing an invaluable and impartial service. They play a leading role in our justice system, a role which is entrusted with the vital task of keeping the people of Scotland safe. Before I turn to the credentials of the appointees before Parliament today, can I take this opportunity on behalf of Parliament to thank the departing law officers for their commitment and their service. As Lord Advocate Frank Mulholland showed a dedication to justice in every sense of the word. He led from the front at all times, and after the launch of the Specialist Cold Cases Unit, he successfully made Scotland's first double jeopardy application in the World's End trial. As a prosecutor in doing so, he secured a life sentence for murder for Angus Sinclair, ending a 37-year-long wait for justice. Amongst other reforms, Frank Mulholland embedded a specialist approach into the prosecution service, including for sexual crimes. And I'm delighted that his service will continue when he takes up his new role as a Senator to the College of Justice. As Solicitor General, Leslie Thompson also made a lasting contribution to the effectiveness of our prosecution service, particularly by highlighting the need for domestic abuse legislation that takes account of the emotional damage done to victims. Presiding Officer, I think both Frank Mulholland and Leslie Thompson have been truly outstanding public servants, and they have my thanks, and I'm sure they leave office with the very best wishes of everyone in this chamber. Now to turn to the business of the day. My formal recommendation today for Scotland's new Lord Advocate is James Wolfe QC, a leading senior counsel and currently Dean of the Faculty of Advocates. I think it's fair to say that James is also an outstanding legal talent. He has extensive and exemplary legal background and experience at all levels, including in the House of Lords, the Supreme Court of the UK and the European Court of Human Rights. An advocate since 1992, he took silk in 2007 and was also called to the bar in England and Wales in 2013. He served as an advocate depute from 2007 to 2010 and was first standing junior counsel to Scottish ministers from 2002 to 2007. I have no doubt that we will all benefit greatly from his wide-ranging professional experience. My other formal recommendation today, Presiding Officer, is that Senior Advocate Depute Alison de Rollo becomes the new Solicitor General for Scotland. Alison has led the groundbreaking work of the National Sexual Crimes Unit, first as its deputy and then as its head for over 3 years. Her outstanding career and contribution to a new, more effective approach to sexual crimes gives me every confidence in recommending her for this new role. So, Presiding Officer, it is with enormous pleasure that I now ask that Parliament agrees that it be recommended to Her Majesty that James Wolfe QC be appointed as Lord Advocate and Alison de Rollo be appointed as Solicitor General for Scotland.
Thank you, First Minister. The question is that motion 255 in the name of Nicola Sturgeon on the appointment of law officers be agreed. Are we all agreed? Yes. We are all agreed. I therefore can be the first to offer my congratulations to Mr Wolfe and Mr Rollo on your appointment. I wish you every success in your new duties. Thank you.